Giant squid. Sightings such as this are 1 in a million. Check out this giant squid, a carnivorous beast whose 1-foot wide eyes are the largest known peepers in the animal kingdom. An estimated 13 feet long and 660 pounds, this squid washed ashore on a South African beach. That's actually on the shorter side for a giant squid whose females can reach up to 60 feet long. But it's so rare to see them. Tales of its size have inspired the Kraken, the fabled sinker of ships, as well as the killer creature described in author Jules Verne's 1869 serialized book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Giant squid have 8 arms, as well as 2 longer tentacles that help them grab prey. Each of these 10 appendages are covered with serrated suckers with powerful suction. These massive creatures usually hang out about 2,000 feet to 3,200 feet below the surface, in underwater canyons and where continents or islands slope down into the deep sea. These areas likely have plentiful food for the giants, including fish, other cephalopods, a group that includes squids, octopus, cuttlefish, and nautiluses, and even other giant squids. It wasn't until 2004 that the giant squid was seen in its natural habitat, and in 2013 that the first video footage of it was published.
Welcome again, brothers and sisters and cousins from the other races who are supporting our struggle for economic rights. My name is Neville Farkey. I'm the coordinator of the Black Economic Network channel, and this is video number 19. And this video is about the recent election in Barbados, in which the Pan-Africanist Prime Minister won by a landslide. In fact, she won all of the seats in that election. The other item, well, one of the other items is about planning. It's a continuation of the previous subject matter that I dealt with, in which I outlined as an easy way to prepare a small business plan. And this is a follow-up second part, and pretty much every video, or almost every one, I'll have a brief, not as long as the first video, but I'll have a brief segment about planting or growing your dollar tree. This one I will continue with planning 2 or 3 slides, not a long thing.
Cooling on a couch, watching TV, go up, feeling nothing but lazy, feeling to some nothing else to do, might as well go to the board and drop something brand new, feeling on the dice, throwing shit down, making me hard to the sound, about to stop, hungry that I'm up for the plug now, cause I found out you liking it.
All of us gathered here should never forget the famous admonition of the iconic Jamaican reggae star Peter Tosh, when he said, and I quote, "Don't care where you come from. As long as you're a black man, you're an African."
President of the Republic of Ghana.
Hi. The African diaspora consists of the worldwide collection of communities descended from native sub-Saharan Africans or people from sub-Saharan Africa, predominantly in the Americas. Now, I want to caution you that in some countries, a person of mixed parentage may not be considered as African or Black. Other countries consider any person with known African Black ancestry as an African. This is known as the one-drop rule, meaning that a single drop of Black blood makes a person Black. Take Barack Obama, for example. He is commonly considered America's first Black president, although his mother was white. The following video shows top countries with the largest Black population outside the African continent. Brazil. Brazil tops the list with 82 million Black people. An estimated 5 million Africans from Angola were brought to Brazil during the period from 1500 to 1860. In Brazil, there is a systematic racial profiling where Black Africans are denied the right to better education, right to serve in position of power, and the right to even appear on televisions as news anchors. This has forced most successful Black Brazilians to intermarry with white or mixed Brazilians. It is believed that a mixed person in Brazil is no longer African and can now enjoy the privileges. This recently came to light in a TV interview when a top footballer by the name Neymar Jr. said he was not Black even though his father is a Black Brazilian while his mother is white. United States of America. The US is known to be home to one of the largest African diaspora in the world. The US has approximately 46 million African Americans, which is 14% of the country's population, majority of whom are descendants of African slaves taken to the US from West Africa. It is estimated that more than 700,000 Africans were taken to the US during the Atlantic slave trade. The US is still the top destination for Africans leaving the continent to look for greener pastures. This is despite a dark cloud of racial segregation and hatred hanging over their uncertain future that Black Americans have continued to endure since the day the first Black slaves set foot on the American continent. Haiti. Our position 3 is the nation of Haiti, found in the Caribbean. Located on the island of Hispaniola, which it shares with another Black country, the Dominican Republic. The majority of Haitians are descendants of enslaved Africans brought to the island by the Spanish Empire and the Kingdom of France to work on plantations. Since the Haitian Revolution, Afro-Haitians have been the largest racial group in the country, accounting for 95% of the population. There are more than 11 million people of African descent living in Haiti, making it the third largest African diaspora country outside Africa.
thing I want to say, of course, that I hope you are all healthy or improving in this difficult time with this corona pandemic, and continue to say thanks to you for your supporting of the channel. As I keep saying, the channel is going pretty good, but still we need subscriptions, comments, and for you to share the videos so that we can speed up things a bit and we can reach our goal. We can continue moving towards our goal and hope we reach there in the near future. I want to say thanks again, especially to my two regular they're supporters. They review these videos. The one in Jamaica who doesn't want me to call his name, and it's because I think he's kind of camera shy or something like, or he doesn't want the publicity. Let me put it that way. In Jamaica, and the other brother Ozzy in Trinidad, who they review these videos in detail and tell me what they think is good and what is not so good and how to improve things. Also, I want to mention Professor Gilly E. from Florida University, who we spoke, and he kind of a similar thing and more details about what he thinks are the good things and the things that need improvement. I want to say to him and people in these organizations and universities and organizations in particular, that if they have any project or program that will directly help Black business development in any country, I'd be glad if they send something to me so I can put up a little ad for free to help promote whatever they are doing. I also want to mention content. I got content from a number of people, but especially Sister Dawn R from New York, who she sent me a video which I plan to include in this video, a segment in this video, or in the next video. Thanks again for everything, for your support, and let's get to it.
Making a mistake does not make you special. Everybody makes a mistake. What makes you special is how and if you get up. They said, Carla, why don't you talk about the pearls that you would have given to your 25-year-old self after being a woman on Wall Street for 30 years? So here's how it goes. Dear Carla, the first thing that I'd like to tell you is own your power. When people are starting to question whether or not you can, and you start to doubt whether or not you can, red flag. You have just given away your power. The next thing I'd like to tell you, Carla, is you must be comfortable taking risks. If you never reach far enough to hit that wall, you won't know how far you can go. What's the worst that can happen if you take a risk and it doesn't work out? So you fail. But guess what? Failure always brings you a gift. And that gift is called experience. The third piece of advice, Carla, is remember that it is easier to beg for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. The fourth piece of advice, and Carla, this is a big one. If you meet somebody, a guy or a gal, that you are interested in, and they tell you that you are too much for them, they are right. Do not dim your light for somebody else's convenience.
Suddenly, you left me alone by myself.
The fifth piece of advice, Carla, is you must celebrate your victories often. There'll be lots of things that will happen in life that might make you sad, that might make you pause. So when the great things happen, no matter how small, celebrate. When it's your birthday, celebrate all month. My next piece of advice, Carla, don't worry about making mistakes. And oh, by the way, making a mistake, Carla, does not make you special. Everybody makes a mistake. What makes you special is how and if you get up. The next piece of advice, life is a journey. Don't be in such a hurry to go towards things. Enjoy every single lesson that life brings you. And then finally, I say to you, as my good friend Judith Adu said to me, this is real life. This ain't no dress rehearsal. So make sure that you go for it all of the time. Put your foot on the gas no matter what it is and go for it. You have absolutely nothing to lose. If you are stuck and you're not sure whether or not you should try something, always default to the try. You already are clear about what no looks like, so why wouldn't you play for yes? And as I close, I say to you, Carla, when you empower other people, you magnify and amplify your impact. You have all the goods that you need in order to maximize your success. Sincerely, Carla.
Suddenly, you left me alone by myself.
In this segment, I will narrate one or two slides about growing your Dollar Tree. I will mainly planning these two or three slides will be about planning, based mainly on my personal experience in preparing projects. In the previous video and earlier videos, I spoke briefly about my training and my experience operating my own business. And most of what I'm saying last video on this and in the future videos will be based on my own experience, things that I never studied in school or in my work until I started to operate my own business. And I realized certain small but very important things about planning your business and operating your business. Okay. BE Network, video 19, slide 1. Section A1 equal business meetings. Business meetings are very important and should be business-like. Not while eating, even at the dining table, but can have non-alcoholic drinks. Keep the meeting serious, but don't make it boring, or don't make the business a burden. Build a team with a captain, but not a dictator, and give everyone a chance to provide their input. That is, express their view going around the table. Child or children in the business should be treated as junior business partners, and it's good to have two people work together with a senior person and a deputy. Two heads better than one, even if the other is a yam head. Let everyone have a responsible position, although there will be a senior and junior position, and have tasks that the person wants to do with a deadline. Slide number 2 of part 2, steps to plan your Dollar Tree. Section 2A, business meetings continued. Have regular business meetings with your business partners, but not too frequent. Regular means about same day or days each week and on time. Frequent means often. Business partners to be 2 or up to 4 business-minded relatives, that is, immediate family or extended family members, or other business-minded people you know. Start with 1 or more person, but it's good to have 3 people to vote on important decisions. Can be 5 also. Odd numbers are good. Don't mix relatives with other people, because most relatives will vote together on important decisions. Section 2B, kind of biz to choose. Choose a business that you and your partner or partners will enjoy, such as a few related products or services you like and has a market. The choice should be based on your hobbies or other things you like, and or a problem that you have but hard to find the solution in your area. Do not do a business because you think it will make the most money, because you will not stick with it when faced with problems. Do not put all your eggs in one basket, that is, to have one product or service, but do not have more baskets than you and your partners can carry. Slide number 3, how to choose and plan to grow your Dollar Tree. Section 3A, equal use software to prepare a simple, small business plan. as outlined in the previous video, part 1 of how to plan to grow your Dollar Tree. Use a spreadsheet to prepare a business plan or a software with a template for a simple small business plan. Such software will allow you to write down your plan and calculate your inputs and outputs and costs and revenue each week or month and for each year. Calculate if the biz is likely to be profitable. Make plan A with your first preference of few goods and or services and your top priority, and plan B with your second preference of goods and or services and your second priority. Section 3B. Mix of closely related goods and or services. Choose a mix that will generate revenue from the first year so that cash will flow, meaning income and costs, even if it is not profitable from the first year. Choose a kind of business to avoid perishable inputs and outputs, or a business that involves less amounts and kinds of perishables. Avoid business that needs paid labor or keep paid labor to a minimum. For example, having a restaurant compared to a catering business, which will use less labor. Start with 1 full-time partner or 2 part-time partners so that there is income from your regular job or other source of income to pay your bills. Start with 1 full-time partner or 2 part-time partners. Read that before. Reduce consumption and increase investment. Avoid credit cards to grow a business, but cards can be used as a last resort, such as to get a AfriCard from ADDI to plant a business or to grow your Dollar Tree.